impulse, the catalyst to do something, to action, to move. So we have an acronym that breaks down the impulses. It's called FIGHT. Everyone say fight.
Fight.
So the first one, F. F stands for fear of loss. Fear of loss is a real thing. It's one of the strongest impulses. Black Friday. The reason Black Friday works is not that you're getting things that you don't have. All the stuff on Black Friday, you have it. It's just that you can get it better, bigger, more quality for less. I remember I had a 50-inch TV, and then my boy was like, they're selling a 75-inch TV for $400. And I'm like, I spent $800 on a 50-inch. So that motivated me to go get that 75-inch. But did I need it? No, it was the fear of loss. Why does that even exist? Scarcity. At one point, as humans, we knew that we only had a limited amount of something. So if I have a chance to get more, you should always get more because you might not ever get a chance to get that thing again. That's called like a primordial type of impulse. It comes from just being human. Okay, the next one is called indifference. Indifference is attitude. It's I don't need you, I want you. We're in the club. All of us want that one girl. And we as boys, we talk about it. Yo, man, that's the baddest joint in the club. But guess what? The woman always knows what's going on. She sees you from across the room. Everyone who sweats her, she gives them no play. It's the person who gave her nothing is actually intriguing. It doesn't mean you're gonna give him any play, but at least he's more intriguing than everyone who is trying to be thirsty. The problem with being desperate is that desperate is an emotion, is an action that is done in a way that you're not thinking this out correctly. Versus the person, even if they do the same thing, but it was thought out. It changes that. And the acronym we do here is some will, some won't, so what, who's next. One of the greatest acronyms I ever learned when it comes to what we do right now. Because what it's telling me is some literally will, some won't. So what? Who's next? It's an attitude. It's how you think. If you actually thought that way, you wouldn't care what people say because you know you're going to get someone. G stands for greed. So greed is to want what? More. That's it. Why do we have greed?
Scarcity.
Scarcity. You want more because you have a scarcity mindset. When somebody who has everything, is it possible they still want more? Yes. They're literally people who are like that. This is the problem. Most people associate greed with wanting more, but greed applies to everything. So what else can you be greedy for? Land, okay.
Security.
Yes, I want more security. How about time? Not just time, quality time. Greed is not just money. Greed is the need to accumulate more. H stands for hone your tone. A lot of times I watch you here and I'm like, whoa, your tonality's all wrong. We all remember when we did something wrong in the way your mom called your name. David. Those are 3 different tones that tell me 3 different messages. One of the greatest things that most people don't actually understand is how much our tone plays the biggest picture in what we're saying. When it comes to your tonality, there's a couple things that go with that. Volume, emphasis, space, inflection, speed. We're gonna change the emphasis on each word. I did not steal your keys.
I did not steal your keys. I did not steal your keys. I did not steal your keys. I did not steal your keys.
You could have stolen something else.
Right. I could have stolen your wallet. I could have stolen your phone. You can say the same exact sentence with the same exact words, but produce a totally different meaning per emphasized word. It's not what you say, but
How you say it.
And then last but not least, the Jones effect, aka sheep factor. It comes from the beginning of time. We were in survival mode. We had to figure out what works and what doesn't. So the first guy who was like, you know what? I just caught this deer and I got a nice steak in my hand. I tripped, I fell, and the steak fell into the fire. And I'm like, oh man, I lost the steak. James comes over. James is like, I'm still hungry. And I'm like, okay, eat it. And James eats it, and then James is fine. And I'm like, great. Now I know that I won't die from eating that. Is that always true? No, you know that. That's why, essentially, it's a flawed theory, but it works most of the time. That's why we did that. The reason why Jones effect actually works is that primordially, we are social beings. We're social animals. Social animals, we need social proof. I need to know that this has worked before. If you did it, it's most likely a good decision. The Jones effect is literally taking the burden of making the decision and making it easier on yourself by shifting the burden to the social proof. These are the impulses.